So let's start here the branches of zoology. Branches of zoology. Here, zoology, which means the study of animals. Let us remind once the French biologist Lamarck, who coined the term biology, which deals with the study of living organisms. Biology is dealing with the study of living organisms. And now, when we go to the biology, we have two sub branches here. The two sub branches are botany and zoology. The two sub branches are botany and zoology. The study of plants, we say botany, and the study of animals, zoology. Study of animals, zoology. Okay, then now we are moving with the sub branches of the biology, particularly zoology. The sub branches of the zoology we are going today, and in that the first sub branch, the first sub branch of zoology, that is taxonomy. The first sub branch of zoology is taxonomy. So we'll go with taxonomy today. Okay. So what is taxonomy? In taxonomy, taxes means arrangement. In taxonomy, taxes, meaning of taxes is arrangement. Okay. And nomos means rule. Nomos means rule or custom. They say in the taxonomy, taxes means arrangement. Nomos, that means rule or custom, we use it to say. So what is taxonomy? That means to whom it deals with. The taxonomy is going to deals with. The taxonomy is going to deals with. The taxonomy is the, so let me write here. Okay, taxonomy is a branch which deals with the study of classification. We say it is a branch which is the theory and practice of identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms. Identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms. The term taxonomy was coined by, the term taxonomy was coined by the scientist A.P.D. Kandoli. The term taxonomy is coined by A.P.D. Kandoli. Okay, so simply we say it is a study of classification. Taxonomy is a study of classification. To whom it deals with? It deals with the three concepts: identification, nomenclature, and classification. It deals with identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms. Okay. So in general times, we use it to say the study of classification is called taxonomy. But to be remembered over the two issues, one is taxonomy deals with identification, nomenclature, and classification. So we learned this already. Identification, that means we need to recognize an organism. Then nomenclature, we should give name according to our ICZN norms. That means binomial nomenclature. And we need to classify that into a respective place. Like we recognize a lion. Linnaeus recognized lion. He named. Then he classified into a certain genus. So what do you call it as? Taxonomy. A branch which is a theory and practice of identification of nomenclature and classification of organisms. And the term taxonomy, this is the second thing you need to remember. The term taxonomy was coined by A.P.D. Kandoli. The term taxonomy was coined by A.P.D. Kandoli. Okay, so that's about the taxonomy. Next, let's go with the second, morphology. The second term is morphology. Okay, so then morphology. What is morphology? Morphology, in that morphology, morphos means form. Logos means study. Morphos means form. Logos means study. Okay, so what is morphology? Let's see what is morphology. Okay, so let me use another color here. Yeah, I'm writing that it deals with the morphology, deals with the study of form. We said morphology as a form, the study of form, size, and shape. The form, size, and shape, color, and structure. The structure of various organisms, structure of various organisms and their tissues, organs, organ systems, tissues, organs, and organ systems that it includes. Actually, morphology is a bigger branch that we have sub branches again in morphology. It includes, number one, external morphology. So we said it deals with size, shape, color, and structure of the various organisms and the tissues, organs, organ system. Let us elaborate this. In that, external morphology means that it deals with only the external characters of the organism. External morphology deals with external characters of the organisms. We use this word actually in so many times, that like in crow also we use morphological characters. What is morphological? That it deals with the external characters. We say external morphology deals with external character like the shape and size or color. If you take all this, we call it as external morphology. Okay. Next, internal morphology. The second one is internal morphology. The internal morphology, which it deals with the study of internal structure. Study of internal structure. Internal morphology deals with the study of internal structure. Okay, so let me say again, external morphology deals with the external characters. Internal morphology deals with the internal structure. We have to go inside. Okay, so for that, we have sub branches again. Internal morphology is having two sub branches. One is anatomy. Anatomy. So what is anatomy? Ana means up. Ana means up. Tome means cutting. A tome, that means cutting. Anatomy. Okay, so these are all the things you are going to learn in elaborative manner in different places. Simply we say we are learning the alphabets for the subject. That means to learn the zoology, they're all going to be alphabets. We say when we go to the cockroach, morphology of cockroach, anatomy of cockroach, morphology. In general terms, morphology means external characters, it will come. Okay, so then when you go to the digestive system of cockroach, that will come for anatomy. What is anatomy? The study of internal arrangement of the study of internal arrangement. I am writing here. The study of internal arrangement of. Okay, so the study of internal arrangement of different organs or organ systems. Different organs or organ systems. Different organs or organ systems. Is it visible to you? Okay, let me write. Think we can lift up the board. I am trying. Yeah. So different organs or organ systems in an organism. If we observe the different organs and organ systems in an organism, that what we can say with whom we can see with naked eye. That means organism as observed with the naked eye. That means when we are talking about the heart, when we are talking about the kidney, that internal organs, any internal organ, kidney, liver, pancreas, spleen, whatever. So in that, those who we can see with naked eye, we say them as anatomy, study of structure of internal organs. Study of structure of internal organs. Okay, let's continue. We have another sub branch here. Let's continue. The another sub branch. What is another sub branch? Histology. Histology. Histology include histos. That means tissues. Histos means tissues. Logos. As well. Logos means study. Logos, that means study. Okay. So what is histology? Simply we say that is a structure of
History
study of
tissue.
tissues. The structure of tissues we can say. Let me take the blue. Yeah. The study of structure of tissues. We say histology. So what is this? It is the study of microscopic structure. We said earlier that the naked eye, that we say anatomy, which we can see, kidney, we can see, that is anatomy. That structure of different tissues, microscopic structure of different tissues. Okay. Then the branch is also, that this branch is also called microanatomy. Histology is also said to be as microanatomy. Okay, so we have another name for this, that is microanatomy. That means, let's take an example to understand much better. Let's take and understand that if in case when we are talking about a person, external features of a person, he is having two hands, a pair of eyes, nose, that a pair of ears. So what we are talking about? What we are talking about? External structure. We're talking about the external structure of organism. So that, what do you say it as? External morphology. We call it as external morphology, isn't it? Then, when we are going with the structure of internal organs, means when we are going with the structure of internal organs, like kidney, talking about kidney, a liver, or a pancreas. That means we are talking that particular which we can see with our naked eye. That no need to use the microscope. So when I'm talking about this, what do you say it as? Anatomy. Okay, so then when you use the microscope, you'll find the microscopic structures inside the kidney. That is nephron. Okay, so that is a nephron. Learning about the nephron, we say histology. If I say there is a Bowman's capsule which is composed of simple squamous epithelium, we will come that we are going to get that in next chapter actually. That simply I am giving example here. Like the heart, study of structure of heart is called anatomy. Then heart is made up of cardiac muscles, a special kind of tissue. When I say that will come for histology. So that you need to see the difference. That's all. The difference when I go external side. When I go with the external side, that what do you say it as? External features of the organism, that we call it as that morphology. We say it as morphology. Morphology deals with the study of form, size, shape, color, and structure of various organisms. It's conclude. We say now we are separating this. External morphology deals with external character. Internal morphology, in the two again, anatomy, the study of internal arrangement. Anatomy, which means the study of internal arrangement of organs. Simply you remember it as organs of the body. That when we are talking about the organs of the body, so we say that as in anatomy, and the structure of tissues, the study of tissues, we call it as histology. Study of tissues, we say it as histology. Okay. So these all about the branches. Simply we say study of classification, identification, nomenclature is called taxonomy, and that study of structure of internal organs, we call it as anatomy, and study of structure of tissues, microscopic structure of the internal organ, we say in the form of tissues, that is called histology. That is said to be histology. Okay, so that is the branches till the time we learn. And next, let's talk about, let's continue that physiology. Immediately I am taking physiology because we have some relation. That's why I'm taking the fourth one as I think the third one it is the physiology. Okay, so what is physiology? In physiology, physis means nature of functioning. Physis means nature of functioning. Okay, physis, which means the nature of functioning. Logos. Logos means study. Logos means study. The physiology, physis, the nature of functioning. Logos means study. So what is physiology then? We learned the meaning. Okay, what is physiology? So physiology is a study of different body functions and processes. That it is the study of different the body functions, different body functions and processing. We can say different body functions and processes, whatever the processes which include with them. We say that now let's talk about this particular area from the beginning. Once again, I am taking the external structure of organism. That when I am saying that external features of organism. So what do you say it as? Any one of you can answer when I am saying that external characteristics of organisms. Study of external feature, form, shape, size of the organism. What do you say it as?
Morphology.
Morphology.
External
Morphology.
morphology. We have to say it as external morphology.
External morphology.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm talking about a heart. It contains 4 chambers. If I say like this,
Internal
Anatomy.
Morphology.
very good, anatomy. That means I am giving the structure of internal organ.
Okay.
There are 4 chambers in the heart. Likewise, I am giving. So what do you say it as? Anatomy. That means structure of internal organ. So if I say like that, if you see the wall of heart, that is made up of cardiac muscles, the muscular
Histology.
tissue is
Histology.
present. So what I am talking about?
Morphology.
Histology.
Histology.
Histology. Okay, so that difference you need to understand. That is histology actually. So first what I said, there are 4 chambers in the heart. There are 4 chambers in the heart: right atria, left atria, right ventricle, left ventricle. So to whom I am talking about? Anatomy.
Anatomy.
Okay, there are cardiac muscles are present in the heart. There are muscles in the heart are cardiac muscle. So what I am talking about?
Histology.
Histology. I'm talking about histology. If I say like this, the left ventricle pumps the blood to the body parts. That means I'm saying function.
Histology.
So function of heart. What do you say it as?
Physiology.
Physiology. Okay, physiology. Okay, let me take one more example. Let me take one more example. You people can understand, I think, better if I take one more example. I think you got to understand the pattern. So I'm talking about there is a kidney, a pair of kidneys are present, and there is a notch like the through which arteries and veins are going and coming out. If I say, so what I'm talking about?
Physiology. Anatomy.
Anatomy. I'm talking about, because I'm talking about structure of internal organs, isn't it? Okay, if I say like that, that if you see the microscopic structure of the kidney, in the
Histology.
kidney there is a nephron, and the nephron is made up of a simple epithelium called squamous epithelium. So whom I'm talking about?
Physiology.
That is
Histology.
histology. Okay, epithelial tissue present here in the kidney is Bowman's capsule contains simple squamous epithelium. If I say like this, that is histology. If I say that nephron is for the urine formation, the function of the nephron is urine formation. If I say what it is, then
Physiology.
physiology. So that thing you need to understand. Okay. So let me take, I think you are getting much better here. Let me take. There is an esophagus, then stomach that opens into the small intestine, large intestine. So to that I'm talking about study of structure of an internal organ.
Anatomy.
Morphology.
Very good. Anatomy. Morphology means we should not go inside. Morphology, external morphology means study of external features, isn't it? So anatomy, I'm talking about internal organ. If I say like this, that stomach contains the many tissues like mucosa and muscles are present, muscular tissue present in the stomach or smooth muscle, when I'm saying that microscopic structure of the stomach. So what it is?
Histology.
Yeah, that is histology. So if I say the function of stomach is for digestion, it secretes
Physiology.
HCl, it kills microbes. So what I'm talking about? Physiology.
Physiology.
Okay. So that you need to understand the difference, because there is no confusion with external morphology, because external morphology means study of external characters of organism. External morphology means study of external characters. It's over. But when it comes to the internal morphology, which include anatomy and histology, and also we have another branch, physiology, there is a relation in between them. When I am talking about a functioning of internal organ, heart pumps the blood, so that is physiology. Heart contains 4 chambers, that means I am talking about structure, that means anatomy. Heart, in the wall of the heart, cardiac muscular tissue present, so I am talking about histology. You can compare this. The time being, all you'll get all this in human physiology when we are learning in various areas. Just we need to understand. These are all the basics actually. The basics. There's a clear clarity required for all these particular basics. Okay. Let me go with some other branches here. The cytology. Now I am going with cytology. In cytology, cytos, that means cells. Cytos means cells. Logos means as usual, that is study. Logos means study, that means study of cells. Simply we say the study of cells is called histology. The study of cells is said to be histology. Okay, let's write the cytology. What is cytology? That it deals with, cytology deals with the study of form and the study of form and structure, the study of form and structure of cells and cell organelles, study of form of structure and of cells and cell organelles. Okay, so cytology is a study of yeah, we have a spell mistake. It deals with the study of form and structure of cells and cell organelles. You may know the cell organelles, like a cell contain a general cell. A general cell contain a nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes in them, Golgi complex, mitochondria. So likewise, that means a study of cells
Vacuole.
and their cytoorganelles. What do you say? The cell biology. That is called cell biology. The cytology. We say that as cytology. What is cell biology then? Let us see what is cell biology. Cell biology. That means we have a little more branch again. Cell biology, it is the branch. Cell biology is a branch of science that deals with the study of the cell, the study of the cell as a structural and functional unit of living organism, as a structural and functional unit of living organisms. That means based on the living organisms, if we are learning this, we call it as, living organisms. Let me complete the statement. The cell biology is a branch of science that deals with the study of the cell as a structural and yeah, corrected. As a structural and functional unit of living organism. Generally, we say cytology. Cytology means study of form and structure of cells and cell organelles. Particularly, when you are talking about as a structural and functional unit of living organism, we call that another term, that is cell biology. We say it as cell biology. As a living organism's functional unit or structural unit, we call it as cell biology. Okay. Next, we'll take one more branch, number 5, I think. Okay, number 5. Okay, then embryology. Embryology and developmental biology. First of all, let us see what is
Study of embryo.
embryology. Yeah, simply we say study of embryonic development. But we have some formalities here. We have some formalities. We need to know the meaning first. Embryon. Embryon means embryo. That's what we said. That embryology, that means logos means study. Logos means study. And this branch is also called developmental biology. The branch, we have another name, that is developmental biology. Embryology or developmental biology. Let us see what is embryology or developmental biology. The developmental biology, that it deals with the study of embryology, deals with the study of events that events that lead to fertilization, events that lead to fertilization. Fertilization, what it means, the sperm and ovum, when they fuse each other, we say fertilization. After that, they have to divide 2 cell, 4 cell, we say cleavages. And early growth and the differentiation of the zygote into, differentiation of zygote into an embryo, differentiation of zygote into an embryo, that what to whom it deals with? It deals with the fertilization, cleavages, early growth and differentiation of the zygote into an embryo. Okay, so it is also defined as, it is also defined as, it is also defined as, let me complete the first, that branch of biology which dealing with the formation and development of embryos, the formation and development of embryos. We can define like this. It is also defined as a branch of biology dealing with the formation and development of embryos. Okay. Then the developmental biology, particularly if you want to differentiate the developmental biology can be differentiated like this. What is developmental biology? Is the study of, developmental biology is a study of embryonic development and the other developmental processes, embryonic development and other developmental processes after birth, other developmental process after birth. Generally, we use the same embryology or developmental biology, we use it to say, but there is a small difference. That total story, what is, let us see the total story first of all. That fertilization, that means a sperm and ovum fuse each other, that result the formation of zygote, What will be after that? The zygote divides, cleavages. We learn this, spiral cleavage, radial cleavage, determinate, indeterminate, isn't it? So that cleavages, 2 cell, 4 cell, marula, blastula, likewise the gastrula. So what do you call this all? All the events which leads to fertilization, cleavages, then early growth and differentiation of the zygote into an embryo. Now we reach up to embryo. So what do you call it as? Embryology. Okay. Said to be as embryology. And it also defined as a branch of biology dealing with the formation and development of the embryo. Embryo should develop into a fetus, isn't it? So what do you say? That is fetus, that need to develop into a fetus. Okay. Then what next? That after the embryonic development, other developmental processes which occurs after the birth, that deal by the developmental biology. The developmental biology deals with the, along with the study of embryonic development, other developmental processes after the birth. Okay, no need to confuse here. It's a generally a differentiation given. Okay, so let me talk about this. That it, what we said, it deals with the fertilization. This is fertilization. Okay, sperm and ovum fuse. Cleavages, these are cleavages, 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell. Likewise, these are all called cleavages. Early growth and differentiation of the zygote into an embryo. Gastrula stage is an embryo. So that early stage, early growth and differentiation of the zygote into an embryo that we have seen. Okay, what next? What next? After this, we said that it is a branch of biology dealing with the formation and the development of embryo. Embryo should develop. That so many other stages yet to come. So that developmental stages. Okay. So developmental biology deals with this area, embryonic development as well as the processes after the birth. We say this area. development, and after the process of birth also, the developmental biology deals with embryonic development and processes after the birth. Okay, so you remember it as study of embryo, no matter. Events that all we'll discuss in human reproduction. Then the chapter comes. Okay, next, the evolution, the organic evolution. So evolution. Evolution means E means out. E means out. Volva. Volva means roll. Volva means roll. Okay. E means out. Volva means roll. Okay. Now let's talk about evolution. What is evolution? That it is the study of. Evolution is a study of origin of life. How does the life is originated on the earth? So that deals with actually evolution deals with the origin of life and on the earth and the continuous genetic adaptations of the organisms and continuous genetic adaptations of organisms. That means how organisms are going to adapt to the surrounding environment, what are the genetical changes are going on in them, continuous adaptations of the organism with the surrounding environment, that changes of organisms with their surrounding environment. Then the evolution also deals with, it also deals with, evolution also deals with the gradual changes that occur in the living organisms, the gradual changes that occur in the living organism through geological time, through the geological time. Okay, so then evolution means actually what is evolution? E means out, vulva means roll. What it mean actually? That means unfold, we say. Unfold. What is unfold? Which is not folded. What is which is not folded? That we'll discuss. That we'll discuss. But let us remind first of all the scientist to coin the term evolution. That scientist is said to be Herbert Spencer. Herbert Spencer. Okay, so Herbert Spencer. Evolution, the study of origin of life. That means it is said to be 5 billion years back. Billion I am talking about. 5 billion years back. Earth is originated. Then after that, the 2 billion years, there is no life on the land. On the earth, there is no life. The 2 billion, still 2 billion, there is no life actually. But after that means from here if you calculate that 3 billions it will become 3 billions back the life is originated, origin of life. Okay, so early life is very primitive, isn't it? 3 billions of years back the life is originated. The earth age is 5 years, life age is 3 billion years. That means nearly 2 billion, 1.5 to 2 billion years that no, there is no life on the earth. So after 2 billion years, that life is get originated. Till the time, if you take calculation, 3 billion years. Okay, what happens after that? The very primitive life. Now that years of time, geological time scale, we are talking Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic, various geological time scale eras are present here that we are going to discuss in a separate chapter, organic evolution we have in second year. But simply we are talking about that life is originated one after another and one from another. You people learn the phylum list, isn't it? Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida. From annelids, arthropods are evolved, mollusca, Echinodermata. Likewise, fishes to amphibians to reptiles, from the reptiles, aves and mammals are evolved. So that means it was all happened in the 3 billion years of span. In that, the last is the latest, isn't it? Who is the last animal in the animal that evolution? Human itself. That's why we are latest. Recently we evolved. Recently means for evolution 1 or 2 million years, even recent. 10 to 20 lakh years back that human evolved. If we say that, that is recent time because you see the total age of year, that earth. So that what do you say, the gradual changes that occur in the living organism. You people at least know that earlier the human is looked like monkey. That slowly the changes are happened, isn't it? So that all area, that all like human evolution, we deal with this particular. Like human evolution, that whatever the series, Dryopithecus, Ramapithecus, Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, and finally, current human being is formed, Homo sapien. No need to remember all that. Just we are talking about that the names of the various geological times, that various types of humans are evolved and they are changing surround with the surrounding environment, and which leads to the formation of the current species, whatever we have now. Okay. So that simply you remember it as it deals with origin of life and continuous genetic adaptations of the organism with their surrounding environment. That is nothing but gradual changes that occur in the living organism through time. So this is 1, 2, 3. These 2, 3 words to be remembered. Adaptations with the surrounding environment, that it deals with the origin of life, then time being how they get changed. So these 3 issues to be remembered in case of evolution. Okay. Now let's continue. Let's continue with the some other branches here. We are seeing the organic evolution, and that word evolution is coined by the scientist Herbert Spencer. Herbert Spencer is a scientist who coined the word evolution. Next, paleontology. Paleontology. So paleo, what is paleo? Paleo means ancient. Paleo means ancient. Okay, then on means being. On means being. Logos, as usual. Logos means study. The paleontology, that means it seems to be something related with the ancient times, isn't it? So let us write the definition first. Let us write the definition. This color is not suitable. We'll take another color. That will take, always we are using limited number, isn't it? Okay, let us take a new color. The study of, oh my God, I am taking black. Study of fossilized organisms. Study of fossilized remains of organisms. Study of fossilized remains of organisms of the past geological ages. Of the past geological ages is called paleontology. Is called paleontology. Simply we say study of fossils. Okay, that includes paleontology includes, it includes paleobotany also. That means that gives plant fossils, isn't it? And paleozoology. We have 2 branches here again, that paleobotany and paleozoology. That study of fossilized remains of organisms of the past geological ages is called paleontology. It includes the paleobotany and paleozoology. So just what we need to know is what is a fossil. Fossil means the remains of a remnant of dead organisms. A fossil, that means the remnant of a dead organism, we say fossil remnants. That we have a good example to say, that is the Jurassic Park. People you may have seen over. When you say Jurassic Park, immediately will come in the mind dinosaurs. Do they are present now? No. How come we came to know that there are some dinosaurs? Because of their fossils. When you dig the soil, their fossils are available for us. That fossils all in the paleontology. That means who is dealing with the fossils? The paleontology. If we get plant fossils, that is called paleobotany. If we get the animal fossils, we say that paleozoology. Okay, so that's it about paleontology. Okay, next, let's continue. Ecology, the frequent word we use it to be, isn't it? Ecology. Number 8, we're talking about ecology or environmental biology. We use it to say, what is ICOS? ICOS means home or house. Okay, home or house. Logos means study. Logos, as usual. Logos means study. Okay. So then ecology deals with, do you know? Ecology deals with, it is the study of, ecology is a study of living organisms.
Living organisms.
In relation to in relation to the other living organisms, in relation to the other living organisms, as well as in relation to the other living organisms, and as well as with their surrounding environment. It is a study of living organism in relation to the other living organism. Other living organism, what do you say? Biotic factors. Relationship with other same other living organism, what do you say? Biotic factors. And abiotic environmental factors. Abiotic environmental, non-life substances, we say, like light, temperature, which are surrounding them, that we say ecology, study of living organisms in relation to the other living organisms like biotic factor and the abiotic environmental factors which surrounds them. The scientist to be remembered here, that Haeckel is a scientist who coined the term ecology. Haeckel is a term, he coined the term ecology. Haeckel is a scientist who coined the term ecology. Okay, so that's it. It is a study of living organisms in relation with the other living organisms. Like a grass is eaten by deer, deer is eaten by tiger. What do you say it as? We call it as biotic factors. We say it as biotic factor. Okay, and abiotic environmental factor. That means light, temperature, water. They're all said to be abiotic environmental factor and their relationship. That means if you take yourself, if you are taking yourself, learning about yourself, that means a single species. That a single species. Let me write here that also here. Autecology we say. Or when we are learning about the complete all the species who are living in a particular area, we say synecology. Okay, autecology means learning about single species. Species ecology we say. Species ecology. Synecology, that means community ecology. Group of species, we say community ecology. If you are learning a particular species and their relationship with environment, we call autecology. Or total number of species which are living in a particular area and their relationship with the environment when you are learning, that is called synecology. No need actually, that will come as usual in the 8th chapter of first year, Man and Biosphere. Okay, no matter, just simply learn about the ecology. Ecology deals with biotic factor, abiotic factors, and the relationship between the biotic and abiotic factor. So that we say ecology. Okay. Next, to coin the term ecology, that the ecology, the term coined by Haeckel, Ernst Haeckel, coined the term ecology. I think number 9, isn't it? Genetics. Yeah, I want to hear answer for genetics from you. What is genetics? Study of?
Study of inherited characteristics.
Very good. Study of inheritance and variation. Genetics is a study of inheritance and variation. It is a study of inheritance of characters from whom to whom? From
One generation to
one
another generation.
generation to the next generation. From one generation to the next generation. Okay, one generation to the next. And it deals with ecology, the genetics, sorry, that we are talking about genetics. It deals with heredity and variation. It deals with heredity and variation.
Variations.
Okay, so that's it. Heredity and variation. Simply we say genetics means inheritance or heredity. Inheritance nothing but called heredity. Okay, wait, 1 minute. So it deals with the heredity and variation. Gen means to grow into. The scientist who coined the term genetics. Who is it? Bateson. Bateson is a scientist coined the term genetics. Genetics. Let us change the color. We'll go with the green. So Bateson is the scientist who coined the term genetics. genetics, then that means to grow into the study of inheritance of characters from one generation to the next generation, and it deals with the heredity and variations. We say that Bateson is a scientist who coined the term genetics. Okay, and at last we are going here. Last I means there are so many branches, but we're talking about the branches which are there in our textbook. This is completely new. That you may not heard this about before even. Ethology, the branch ethology. Do you know any one of you? Ethology. Ethos means character. The ethology, ethos means character. That whom it deals with? It deals with the study of the animal behavior. Ethology means you should remember it as behavior. Animal behavior, behavior of organisms based on the systematic observation. Based on the systematic observation, excuse me, systematic observation, recording, analysis, of functions of animals, analysis of functions of animals. Simply remember it as the behavior of organism. We are going to record the behavior of organism with special attention to on what aspect we observe the behavior, with special attention to the physiological behavior of organisms and ecological behavior, how they behave with surrounding environment and with other organisms, and evolutionary, how it was developed in the main process of evolution. That evolutionary aspects of the organism is that when we are studying all these is called ethology. Is called ethology. Ethology, simply we say behavior. What behavior? What kind of what type of behavior? What type of behavior?
Animal behavior.
Their behavior with environment. How they respond against with other organisms and with surrounding environment. How their physiological behavior is. Then how their evolutionary aspects are there. How they are grown. How they are developed in the geological time scale. So simply you remember the keyword ethology means the study of behavior. What study of behavior? Physiological behavior, ecological behavior, and evolutionary behavior, evolutionary aspects of the organism. We say ethology. Okay, so these are all the 10 branches, the major branches of zoology. We are learned here the 10 branches of zoology we learned here. Okay, so let me go for once the branches, all the branches one after another. Whatever the branches we are seeing till the time that biology, first we came up with the biology. A French biologist Lamarck coined the term, which means the study of living organisms, and the taxonomy, which taxonomy means the taxis or arrangement. Nomos means a rule or custom. A branch which is the theory and practice of identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms. The term taxonomy was coined by A.P.D. Kandoli. The term taxonomy was coined by A.P.D. Kandoli. So you remember these three keywords: identification, nomenclature, and classification. That to be remembered. And the scientist name, A.P.D. Kandoli. Morphology. We started here. External morphology, which deals with the external characters. Internal morphology, the study of structure of internal organs, particularly we said anatomy. In internal morphology, some sub-branches we are going with. That anatomy, that means study of structure of internal organ. Study of tissues or microscopic, the structure of the organ. That's why we call it as microanatomy. Histology is also called microanatomy. So what is it? It is the study of tissues. Can you see the tissues with naked eye? No, we are need to use microscope. That how the tissue is columnar or the tissue is squamous. That we'll discuss in the next chapter. Various types of tissues. So that means we need to use the microscope to learn the cardiac muscle, to learn the epithelial tissue, whatever it is. That means we need to use the microscope. That what do you say? Microanatomy. We can't see with naked eye. Then physiology, functioning of the internal organs. So physiology means the functioning of internal organs, study of different body functions and processes. We say the physiology. Okay, next, the cytology. Cytology is a study which deals with the study of form and structure of cell and cell organisms. The form and structure of cells and cell organisms to be remembered. Then we have a special that if you are learning that particular the cell structure and function of the cell as a structural and functional unit of living organism, that to be remembered. As a structural and functional unit of living organisms, we say them as cell biology. We say that as cell biology, the branch of science that deals with the study of the cell as a structural and functional unit of living organisms. We use it to say cell biology. In general terms, the cell and cell organelles we call the cytology. Okay, next. After that, we are seeing the embryo, which it deals with the events which leads to fertilization, cleavages, and early growth and differentiation of the zygote into an embryo. Okay. So then we have some specifications, the developmental biology. Developmental biology, along with the embryonic development, it also deals with the developmental processes after the birth. After the birth, also it is going to deal the developmental biology. Okay, so that what you said, the embryology deals with the fertilization, cleavages, early growth, and differentiation of the zygote into embryo, the development of embryos, that all that by embryology. So when we use the word developmental biology, we need to remember this key. That means it also deals with the processes after birth. Okay. Next, evolution. It is the study of origin of life and continuous genetic adaptations of the organisms to the surrounding environment and the gradual changes which occur in the living organisms. So to be remembered, origin of life and continuous genetic adaptations of the organisms to the environment and these gradual changes also. That means we said earlier, we used a word called dynamic. What is dynamic? Which can change, change according to environment, isn't it? So the dynamic nature of the species, elaborating expansion of the dynamic nature of the species, they are taken from the branch organic evolution that we are going to discuss in detail in second year. And then paleontology. Paleo, that means ancient, on, being. Logos means study. Logos means study. Okay, so what is paleontology? Study of fossilized remains of organisms which used to live in the past geological ages. Okay, Jurassic Park. Why that name came? Jurassic period. Likewise, that in that way we have so many periods: Devonian period, Carboniferous period, likewise Permian period. But will come later when we go to the evolution chapter. We are going to learn all of them clearly. The study of fossilized remains of organisms of the past geological ages is called paleontology, which include two again, the paleobotany and the paleozoology. Okay. Next, ecology. Ecology is the study of living organisms in relation to the other living organisms. That relation with the other living organisms will come under biotic factors. Then abiotic environmental factors like light, temperature, water. That means if you take an organism, that this organism relation with other organisms, like some organisms I am drawing. I am not an artist to draw all the animals at a glance, just for you people to understand. So organism, individual relationship between the organisms and their influence, that means how the environment, light, temperature, water are influencing on them, that we are going to learn in ecology. We have a separate chapter for this also, that we say man and biosphere. We have the last chapter of our first year, ecology. Genetics, study of inheritance and variation. That means heredity and variation. We say genetics. So what is the heredity? That is the characteristics which are transferring from one generation to the next generation. We say it as heredity. Okay. So that's it, genetics. And finally, that last branch, that is ethology. Ethos means character. So to whom it deals with, simply remember animal behavior. Animal behavior. Ethology, animal behavior. You should remember like that. Ethology, animal behavior. What type of behavior? Systematic observation, recording, analysis of functions of the animals. So these kind of recording, this kind of observation we do. A systematic observation, recording, analysis of functions of animals with special attention to physiological, ecological, and evolutionary aspects. That means the physiological, ecological, and evolutionary aspects of the organism we observe. What we do with the observation? That kind of systematic observation we record and we do analyze that functions. If you observe the Discovery Channel, you may see some of the ecologists will go into the forest and they stay there the months of time. They'll find out that what are the physiological aspects or that how that is the social behavior. That means the forest ecological behavior of organism and evolutionary aspect that is based on the fossils. We estimate. So whatever that we say behavior of organism is called ethology. Okay. So these are all the major branches of zoology. These are all the major branches of zoology here that you need to learn these particular branches for our, that means we need to say these are alphabets here to enter into the topic. We have separate chapters like genetics, we have a separate chapter, ecology, we have separate, physiology, we are going to learn human physiology in detail. So, but you should know at least the meaning of that area, isn't it? In that way, learning this is very important, we can.